Welcome back, you guys. As we move along in this G80 rebuild, we come to the next part in our step. We are ready to fit the Shadowland headlights into this car. As you can tell, we got one fitted in on this side already. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is show you how to fit this one into here. And then after that, we're gonna move over to what it took to get these Project Gamma front mount intakes to fit properly and what it's gonna take for you to basically install them in your own car. So let's get started. On a G80, this piece is actually separate from the radiator mount, and this is actually where your headlight's going to mount. Down here, you're gonna have your adjustment for basically up and down, in and out. And right here, there's an indexing pin. If you'll notice, on the bottom of this light, interfaces with this. So once you get this index pin into here, there's gonna be one mounting point up top, one mounting point on the side, and one on the bottom. And once you get those screws in, you kind of make your adjustments and you can get your headlight straight. So I'm gonna show you how to install it right now. First thing is, we're gonna wanna get our index pin into this area here so that we can line everything up. So we're gonna slide that down in there. And you're gonna want, there we go. You're gonna want this to be on the top side of this bracket as a bolt goes down into here. And you'll see once you got it on here, both of these are gonna line up. So what we'll do is take two of our shorter screws. There's 3 total, 2 of them are short. Our short screws go up top. So just to hold this thing in place for now, we're gonna go ahead and tighten this down a little bit. Tighten that down a little bit. And you're not gonna wanna cinch these down super tight quite yet because we're gonna need to do some adjustment, but what we're just trying to do is get this thing to hold in place so it doesn't move around too much. Cool. Now your long bolt, this is the bolt that goes into the bottom part of the bracket. This is gonna allow you to adjust in and out, which is gonna bring the light up or down, basically setting your light's height. So how this one's gonna work is you actually have to give it a good amount of pressure. Once you snake it through the hole and you find it, you're gonna give it a really good push. You're gonna feel it sink in there. Once it sinks in there, it should start to thread. So take our handy dandy electric wrench here. And this is another delicate process because you're gonna be basically setting how high the light is. Since I'm not sure where it's gonna be quite yet, I'm just gonna set it right in the middle and we'll go from there. I'll show you how to do that now. Once you've pushed the screw into the adjustment base, you're gonna wanna get a T30 on the end of it. And you're gonna notice, as I tighten it, there's gonna be a plunger that comes out, a plunger that comes out of the back. As you can see right there, pulling it out. How you stop this from moving, we're about center right now. You're gonna take this light, push it into the bracket, and send it home the rest of the way. Now you can come back up top, make any adjustments you need. Tighten it up. Last thing you don't want to forget, there are harnesses that go into the back of these lights. You can see, I'm gonna plug this one in right here. You can see where that goes in. If you can see that right there, there's a connector that goes in the back of this light. And on the driver's side of this light, there is also a connector that indexes to the housing, and that's gonna go right here. And that's how you install a headlight in a G8X M whatever. That wraps up the headlight portion of the video. Pretty self-explanatory. Hope it helped you guys out if you're trying this at home. Now we're gonna move on to the Project Gamma front mount intake system. I'm gonna show you guys how it fits and kind of what you have to do in order to get it to fit. For these front mount intakes, it's actually pretty straightforward and it's not very hard at all. This system is made out of silicone, which gives it a lot of pliability. And if you see here, it's just hose clamps that are holding it to the turbo inlets. So on this side and on this side is merely just a hose clamp holding the silicone to the turbo inlets. As you can see, we have one short runner coming from here to here. This, if you look right here, this part was substantially wider. And there was a lot of extra material under here that was pushing on this. And since the CSF radiator is so much larger, as you can tell, that's not a perfect circle. We wouldn't be able to fit a filter in there. So what we did is we took these out and we cut them down about halfway. We removed all this material down here, and that gave us just enough room to where if you take this filter here, you should be able to finesse it on, there we go, without too much trouble. Now obviously you'd use a clamp if this was going to be a permanent install, but as you can see right here, it fits on enough to be able to clamp it on no problem. So you're not going to have issues if you have weird clearance problems here. Another thing we had to do was cut this radiator shroud. Basically, you can see from this angle, we completely chopped starting from back here to here, allowing room for this to pass through. Because if you've ever taken one of these cars apart, you'll know that this piece and this piece is one solid piece, and it wouldn't normally allow for that, so you'd have to cut holes. We took it a step further and just literally separated the two parts, which is actually giving us all the room in the world, and I'm much happier with this method than just cutting the hole like they tell you to. So in the future, if you guys do this, it's kind of worth it just to chop it here and here. It makes dealing with these and changing filters out much easier. You'll notice that these filters and these filters are different. This is the original filter system that Project Gamma sent me with these intakes, and they worked fine for a while. They've been through a lot. If you can look at them, they're pretty dirty. And so what I noticed is it actually was letting a lot of dirt into my intake, and I was kind of upset about that. So I reached out to Project Gamma in hopes that they would be able to offer a solution, and lucky enough, they have. So this filter is actually a V2 version. So this was their first gen. This is their second gen filter. This filter has a layer in it that's hydrophobic that stops water from passing through, which is the reason there's even dust in here to begin with. So as these intakes are sucking and water wants to pass through, the water will suck the dirt through. These filters prevent that. So if you have this system or you're gonna run this system, make sure to get the V2 filters to avoid any problems down the line. Once these filters are fitted, this system is absolutely gorgeous. I opted for a color scheme that most people probably won't get. I have purple intakes and purple filters. I still love the way it looks. It's gorgeous to me. It goes great with the Brooklyn Gray. This car is actually going to be wrapped another color, so we'll see how it contrasts with that. But as for the system overall, I have to say I'm really pleased with the Project Gamma intakes, as the silicone really provides really great heat dispersion. The flexibility of the material allows for a much easier install than trying to install hard parts. Basically, as you route it through here, you'll see it comes underneath the hood latch, in between the radiator boxes, through in between the headlight, and then all these other brackets that sort of hold the bumper on here. To get hard parts to fit in here is very difficult, and you have to disassemble a lot to get to it. These, you can kind of just smash them in there, which makes things really easy. So if you're gonna do this at home, I would go for the silicone front mounts. Project Gamma all day. And with that, you saw how easy it was to install the front mount intakes, you saw how easy it was to install the filters, and you saw how easy it is to change them if you want to, or to fit it. Thank you, Project Gamma, for providing me with updated parts to complete the system. I'm forever grateful. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to drive it. But the main reason I want to thank Project Gamma is because they sent me the most goated part on the planet for this car. And I've seen it once, in an ad maybe. I've never seen it on anybody's car. I've never really seen it for sale anywhere other than their website. And I don't know if anybody's even actually bought one. But they sent me one, okay? I have a forged carbon Project Gamma grill. Check this out. Look at that. It is absolutely beautiful. There is so much depth to the forged carbon. It looks so deep when you look at it. It's just amazing. It's so beautiful. I cannot wait to rebuild the front bumper of this car and see what this looks like on. Actually, here, look. Let's see if we can get it out of here. Let's get it out of here and sort of just kind of place it here and see kind of what we're looking at. Yeah, look at that. That is going to be absolutely wild. And you see the intake filters right behind the grill? It just looks so good. It's so good. It's my little lavender dream field, you know? So we're really excited about this stuff. Thank you again, Project Gamma, for hooking up with the most goated parts on the market for this car. And until next time, Val Motorsports out. Before I let you go, I just want to say thank you for following our rebuild project. We have been putting a lot of time, effort, and love into this car and producing some super awesome content for you guys to enjoy, and we really hope you are. If you're into cars as much as we are, then I imagine you do. If you do me a huge favor and take a little bit of time out of your day to like, comment, subscribe, share, it helps us out a lot. We are a new channel and we are trying to grow. We're trying to bring you awesome content, and we need to see the numbers reciprocated back so that we can start getting this YouTube algorithm thing going. So please help out. Much appreciated.